She's already on her way up, should I say. So she's promised to be loads of banter, loads of fun, little pocket rocket. This is Amy Stokes-Waters, CEO of the Cyber Escape Room Company. So thank you, Amy. Over to you.
Let me find my slides. Not that one. Hi, everyone. I totally rewrote my entire talk on the way down, so none of my notes are anymore down there. They're on my phone. So apologies, I'm not texting anyone while I'm on here. I am reading what I'm meant to be fucking talking about. Okay, so my name is Amy. I am the CEO and founder of the Cyber Escape Room Company. We will be doing a Cyber Escape Room soon. There are now bags on your tables. I suggest you take your hands off of them because I'm going to call it cheating for when we actually start the game. So you're going to have to listen to me for, I'm guessing 10 minutes, but as I said, I wrote this on the train, so who knows. But as I am the only thing between you guys and the bar downstairs, I will try to make this as quick as possible. So what I want to do first is ask you guys a question. So I'm going to make a big assumption that everyone here works in cyber adjacent, yes? Good, that's a good start. So can you put your hands up if you've done some cybersecurity training ever? Security awareness training ever? Excellent, that's most of you. Who's done cybersecurity training in the last 12 months? Excellent. Who rushed to doing that cyber training? Who was so excited about doing it that they were like, yes, I'm going to go and I'm going to read it and I'm going to really pay loads of attention and I'm going to write notes about it and I'm going to remember it and I'm going to talk with my friends about it down the pub later? No? One. Okay, cool. I think that tells me cyber training's boring. You guys have all just admitted that you work in cyber and that essentially you find cyber awareness training really boring. So why the hell would anyone else in your organization find it even remotely interesting or pay any attention to it? If you guys are interested, it's your area of expertise, right? You guys should be the most pumped about it. But you're not. Something clearly is not lighting your fire. Sorry, my mother's trying to ring me, even though she knows I'm on stage at 20 past. Typical. So yeah, cybersecurity training is boring. So let's talk about why training doesn't stick. So hopefully, I mean, for you guys, probably is a little bit boring because you should, working in cyber, all kind of know the basics. So you should know not to reuse your password. You should know not to click on phishing links, not to give your credit card details to Russian hookers on the internet, like that kind of shit, right? You all know that. I think probably everyone else in your organization does on some kind of level also know that though. We're not actually, when we're conveying information to people, this information that we're giving them in cyber awareness training, we're not teaching them anything new. Most people, if you sat with them around a table like we are doing now, nice and relaxed environment, and said to them, what do you do with a phishing email? They'd say, not click on it, right? So why do they then click on it? Well, it's because the training that we do with people, we do that in a super low pressure environment. So think about the last time that you guys did your lovely, super exciting computer-based training. I'm guessing most of you were sat at home in your tracksuit bottoms, although seeing the number of suits in here today, I find it unbelievable to think any of you own tracksuit bottoms. I do though, so I usually sit at home in my trackies, I've got Netflix on in the background, I sit and go, click, next, fast forward the video, click, 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 done, right? Super calm. Got nothing else going on in my life. It's great. And I pass the quiz at the end because it's really fucking easy because it's written really so everyone passes it. But the real world doesn't work like that, does it? So when we get a phishing email in our inbox, it's not in a low pressure environment, is it? Because when I get emails in my inbox, I've usually got an 8-year-old rabbiting on at me for the 4th hour in a row. I've probably got a hangover at some point. I've got 5 people from my team trying to get hold of me. I've got customers screaming at me. I've got messages pinging on Teams. I've got emails coming in. It's a super high pressure thing, right? There's lots of stuff going on. So the training that I've had in the low pressure environment, my brain doesn't pick that up and go, that's super important now in this super high pressure environment that I'm in. It totally just forgets it. It's like, that's not fucking relevant at all. Let's forget that. What it defaults me back to is instinct, right? So the training that we give to people that we want them to, and we convey information to them that we want them to use in a high pressure environment, it doesn't work like that. It's there to tick a box. Most security awareness training is there to tick a box. It's there, it's easy to do, it's hard to remember. So cyber training isn't a people problem. It's not that our people are stupid, it's not that they're thick, it's not that they're being awkward. Gary doesn't wake up on a Monday morning and go, oh, I think I'm gonna screw the company over today by clicking on all the phishing emails. Like, that's not what's happening. It's not a people problem, it's a design problem. So let's take an analogy. If I was a stand-up comedian, not that anyone's laughing in this room today. If I was a stand-up comedian and I stood up here and I was telling loads of jokes and none of you guys laughed, would you think, would people say the audience were the problem? Or would they say that I was the problem? Me, right? And they'd be right, wouldn't they? So when we're doing cyber awareness training, in that instance, we, the security team who are giving that training out, we're the comedian. If people aren't paying attention to it, that's our fucking problem, right? That's our fault. So it's a design problem. We're treating people like systems. So we're used to securing systems. We've been doing that for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, probably looking at some faces in here, maybe a bit longer than that. We have been doing that for a very long time. We know how to do that. We put information in, the system works exactly as expected. Humans don't work like that. Humans work like humans. We don't take information in and then behaviour suddenly changes. If we did, the entire criminal justice system wouldn't need to exist, would it? Because we'd just go, that's really naughty, don't go stealing things. And then people would go, oh yeah, brilliant. And then they wouldn't go steal anything. But that's not how behaviour works. So people, yeah, sorry, that's not how behaviour works. Yeah, and people, in the heat of the moment, they default back to instinct and back to what they know and what they have practiced in the past. When we're doing boring click-through, here, let me explain to you what a phishing email is, there's no connection between an actual phishing email coming in our inbox in that high-pressure environment and the training that we've been given. So let's look at how people actually do learn and how do we teach instinct. So let's take the example of swimming. Before you all learnt to swim, did you sit and read extensive books on swimming? No. Before you all learnt to drive a car, did you sit and read extensive books on learning to drive a car? Well, some people probably did, because I'm sure there's some car nerds in here. I didn't. I was just like, right, get me behind the seat, let's go. And that's kind of how we learn. We learn by doing. Reading something is great for a bit of the theory, but to actually do something in real life, if we want people to do something on autopilot, like you do with driving, we drive on autopilot. In fact, this morning I said to my 8-year-old, was there some temporary traffic lights in the village next to ours this morning? And she said, no, Mummy. And she was like, but how do you not remember that? And I said, because I totally was not thinking all the way here, because I was on autopilot. And that's what we want people to do when we're looking at cyber safety, cyber security. We want them to be on autopilot. We want them to go, oh, it's a phishing email, get rid of it, right? We don't want them to have to think about it. For us to be able to do that, we have to let them practice it. And I don't mean by doing bloody phishing tests. Because phishing tests have got no feedback loop in them, which we will maybe talk about later. I can't remember what I've rewritten in these slides. But yeah, so swimming, driving a car, even maths. Even maths was really, when we did maths, we didn't just read about maths. We actually had to do the maths, right? So practice makes perfect. So we need to practice in a high pressure environment where there's lots of shit going on and loads of people talking to you, and then practice the decision making. We also, I did talk about phishing tests here, that's good. So practice needs lots of different elements. We need feedback loops, like I said, not with phishing tests, because a phishing test gives you absolutely jack shit of a feedback loop, doesn't it? If we do a phishing test and I don't click on it, what feedback do I get? Do you all go around and congratulate the person for not clicking on it? Does anyone do that? No. What we do get the negative feedback, which is you clicked on it, now you're going to have to do another 4 hours of intense slide-based training. That's not the right feedback loop. We need pressure. So in terms of, time pressure. We need time pressure. There's no time pressure in a quiz. The quiz that we have at the end of that session, No time pressure. I can do it in my own time. I could spend 4 hours on it. I could spend 4 minutes on it. No one gives a fuck. We need autonomy. Passive learning does not mean anyone's being autonomous. No one's making any decisions in passive learning. If I'm reading it, the only decision I'm making is not to actually read the bloody thing, I think. So we need autonomy. We need people to make a decision because that signals to our brains that that thing is important. We need it to be judgment-free, which means there's no punishment for getting the thing wrong, which is why 4 hours worth of training for clicking a phishing email isn't working. We need to be judgment-free. We need to give people the ability to make a mistake, to try something out, and then when they get it wrong, that's cool. They will learn from getting it wrong in that training environment. But we just all we do is go, right, here you go, you're in the rail world now, do it on the rail thing, off you go, and then we judge them for it. There's no safe way of failing there. Hopefully this video works when I push it. Oh, there we go. So this is a video from September last year. So we went to a conference, we brought a load of escape rooms with us, like these ones that are in this bag. Hopefully none of the answers are on this video. You can see these are all candid shots, other than the ones of me waving. These are all candid shots. People are laughing and smiling and having fun. And at the same time, they're doing cyber awareness training. Who knew it could be possible? These old people all volunteered to come and do it. We did not force them into it. There was no bribery. There was no, this is mandatory security awareness training. It was, hey, we're doing something cool. Do you want to have a go at it? And they all learnt stuff at the end. Look at that. Who knew that was possible? And that happens regularly when we, as a company, go into organisations. So we'll go in, so we were in Channel 4 last year, Mike? Yes? Yeah, summer last year we went into Channel 4. We said we were in some cyber escape rooms. Who wants to sign up? They were kind of concerned that they weren't going to get enough people signing up. What actually happened is we had double the people for the spaces that we had available, and they had to buy some more shit off of us, which was great for me. And also great for Channel 4, because loads more people got trained. But whenever else in an organisation that you've been in, have people voluntarily signed up to do more security awareness training? Not very often. Which is why we need to give people something that's interesting, something that's a little bit different, something that they actually want to get involved in.